Don Cavellis here from Four Dog Stove. I get a request, I don't know how many times a week, sometimes daily, sometimes even, about people who are looking to possibly purchase one of my stoves to use as a backup for their house if there's a power outage, put it in an RV, put it in a small cabin, on and on and on. Well, the reality of it is, for a whole lot of reasons, I make stoves for tents, okay? Now, if you buy one of my stoves and you decide you want to do something else with it, it's your stove, okay? I can't tell you how to set it up in your cabin. I can't tell you how to set it up in your RV. I can't say how you can set it up in your trailer. I can't say how you can put it in your boat. And I don't know how you're going to use it for an emergency use in your house. One reason is because my stoves are made for tents. The second reason is I'm not there. I can't make sure you've done it safely. And it's too many things that go into it to be able to do over the phone. I got 2 books here that I mentioned before, Wood Heat by John Vivian, that answers a lot of people's questions about how to set up a stove in a house on the cheap. Same thing with a book by Ole Wick, Wood Heat, Wood Stoves, How to Make and Use Them. At the end of the day, you're responsible for your own safety. So you have to decide from there. Have people done what you're asking? Of course they have. Some are very technical, some had helps of others, and that's what I would say. If you want to do that, you can do that. Heck, I even have stoves set up in sheep outdoor wagons, and they have a wonderful time with that. That's beyond the scope of what I'm able to answer for you over the phone. I do want to make a special mention to the people that are looking for a backup stove in case of a power outage in their house. But I want to explain something, and I think a lot of different companies are doing people a disservice and not making a disclosure to them that if you put an unlisted UL labeled stove in your house and an uninspected chimney system, you will null and void your homeowner's insurance. And by doing that, if there's any sort of incident and your house was to burn down, you will not receive any compensation. I repeat, the majority of all homeowners policies today require that you have a UL listed stove and a Class A chimney system that has been inspected by them or with their representatives for you to have a wood burning rider on your insurance policy. The other thing, I've seen illustrations on the internet where people show how you can take a piece of tin, put it in a window, run a pipe out at an angle, and then set your stove on carpeting. None of that's safe. The other thing is, if you have another building close to your building, that stove will not work. If that's a 2nd-story building, that stove will not draw. And that's bad information. My counsel to people that are afraid of a power outage or some sort of other catastrophic event, I would say it would be much wiser for you to invest in one of my stoves, a wall tent or some other suitable tent for a stove, some cots, whatever else you need. Take your family camping. Get out in the great outdoors. Have a great time with your family, being with nature. Develop your skills on how to use that stove, how to cook on that wood burning stove. And then if nothing else ever happens, you will have had a wonderful time with your family, camping and being together in the outside. The other thing is, if it does happen, you can just set up your tent in your backyard. You're not heating a large area. You've already got your skills because you've been camping together. Everybody knows their routine. And if nothing else, you'll have 3-4 days of fun being with your family. Thing of it is, you take a small stove that's made to heat a 12 by 14 wall tent, and you can't heat your house with that. It's way too small. The other thing you must realize is that it takes a lot of wood to heat a house in Minnesota in January. So unless you have a cord or 2 cord of wood in your backyard, already cut and split, you'll not have adequate fuel. So get your information. You know, both these are good sources. Wood Heat by John Vivian, Wood Stoves, How to Make and Use Them by Ole Wick. Read that and see if that's something you should pursue. But once again, I think it's much wiser, you know, unless you have a Class A chimney system and a UL labeled stove as your backup, I would say it's wiser to buy a wall tent and a small heating stove for that, and what you need to be comfortable with that, and set that up and figure you're in a refugee situation and not be trying to live the modern life when there's a power outage. So at that, I hope that helps some of you. And once again, I thank you for listening. Get out there, put yourself in the lap of Mother Nature and enjoy the outside. Thank you. Have a great day.